Angela Tomasa Bofill, born May 2, 1954, was an American singer and songwriter of Cuban-Puerto Rican origins. A New York native, Bofill began her professional career in the mid-1970s. Bofill is most known for singles such as This Time I'll Be Sweeter, Angel of the Night, and I Try. Bofill's career spanned over 4 decades. Angela had an estimated net worth of $2 million at the time of her death. She died on June 13, 2024. Early life and education. Angela Tomasa Bofill was born on May 2, 1954, in the Brooklyn area of New York City to a Cuban father and a Puerto Rican mother. Raised in the Bronx, Bofill grew up listening to Latin music and was also inspired by African American performers. During Bofill's childhood, her weekends were taken up studying classical music and singing in New York City's All-City Chorus, which featured the best singers from all of the high schools in the 5 boroughs. For high school, Bofill attended Hunter College High School, graduating in 1972. Bofill later studied at the Manhattan School of Music, receiving a Bachelor of Music degree in 1976. Personal life, health problems, and death. Bofill was married to country music artist Rick Vincent from 1984 until 1994, and together they have a daughter, Shauna. Bofill suffered a stroke on January 10, 2006, and was paralyzed on her left side. She convalesced at Sutter Hospital in Santa Rosa, California, and was released from intensive care on January 15, requiring speech and physical therapy. Bofill lacked health insurance, and a benefit concert was organized to pay her hospital bills. The show was planned by Rich Engel, her manager, and the New York radio stations Kiss FM and WFAN-FM. It took place on March 11, 2006, at the Bergen Performing Arts Center in Englewood, New Jersey. Similar events followed, and other aid was sought from the Rhythm and Blues Foundation. Her album Live from Manila, recorded in September 2004, was released during this time. Bofill suffered a second stroke in July 2007, which required therapy and left both her speech and mobility impaired. Bofill died on June 13, 2024, at the age of 70, as announced by Engel in a post on her Facebook page. Professional career. Angela Bofill began her professional singing career during her teenage years, performing with Ricardo Marrero and the group and the dance theater of Harlem Chorus. Her breakthrough came when jazz flutist and friend Dave Valentine introduced her to Dave Grusin and Larry Rosen of GRP Records. Impressed by her talent, Grusin and Rosen signed Bofill to the label and produced her debut album, Angie, in 1978. The album was both a critical and commercial success, featuring the charting single This Time I'll Be Sweeter and Bofill's jazz composition Under the Moon and Over the Sky. Building on this success, Bofill released her second album, Angel of the Night, less than a year later. This album outperformed its predecessor and included the charting singles What I Wouldn't Do, For the Love of You, and the energetic title track. Another notable song from the album was I Try, written by Bofill herself and later covered by Will Downing in 1991. These albums established Bofill as one of the first Latina singers to achieve success in the R&B and jazz markets. On June 20, 1980, Bofill performed a sold-out concert at Avery Fisher Hall as part of the Newport Jazz Festival. Her musical director for the event was Onage Allen Gumbs on keyboards, accompanied by a 9-piece band and guests including guitarist Steve Kahn, tenor saxophonist and flutist Eddie Daniels, and a 24-voice choir. The impressive performance caught the attention of Clive Davis, the head of Arista Records, which had a distribution deal with GRP. Consequently, Bofill switched labels and released Something About You in 1981, produced by Narada Michael Walden. This album aimed to push Bofill further into mainstream R&B and pop music, but did not perform as well as her previous releases despite the R&B Top 40 singles Holdin' Out for Love and the title track. In 1982, Bofill and Walden collaborated again on the album Too Tough. The title song reached number 5 on the R&B chart and spent 4 weeks at number 2 on the dance chart. Another single from the album, Tonight I Give In, also reached the top 20. Bofill's final collaboration with Walden, the album Teaser, followed several months later but failed to replicate the success of Too Tough. However, it did produce one top 20 R&B hit, I'm on Your Side, which was later covered by Jennifer Holliday, who had a top 10 hit with it in 1991. Bofill continued to record music for Arista with the help of producers like The System and George Duke before leaving the label in the mid-1980s. After the birth of her daughter, she joined Capitol Records and worked with producer Norman Connors on the album Intuition in 1988. This album featured her last significant chart success, a cover of Gino Vanelli's I Just Wanna Stop, which reached number 11 on the R&B chart. Over the next 8 years, Bofill recorded 3 more albums and provided backing vocals for Diana Ross and Kirk Whalum, as well as for Connors' album Eternity in 2000. She continued to perform live, enjoying a substantial following internationally, particularly in Asia, and appeared in stage plays such as God Don't Like Ugly and What a Man Wants, What a Man Needs. She also toured the US and Europe as part of multi-artist jazz shows. After suffering a second stroke in 2007, Bofill lost her ability to sing. However, she returned to the stage with the Angela Bofill Experience, a show conceived by her manager Rich Engel. In this show, Bofill recounted her life and career, while singers Mesa Leak, Phil Perry, and Melba Moore performed her biggest hits and signature songs. In 2012, Bofill's career and life were profiled in the TV One documentary series Unsung. In 2023, Angela Bofill was inducted into the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame, recognizing her contributions and influence in the music industry. Rest in peace, Angela Tomasa Bofill. You may have gone, but you will never be forgotten. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe, like and share.